Now let me come to the second part of this, question. You launched the brand website in March 2020, and the voice of BLR Bangalore as a property within the website, right? So tell us about that.
This is just what I was talking about.
This is what you were talking. Yeah,
This is
correct.
what I was talking about. When I said voice of BLR, we put out a series of FAQs. We actually did films. We were one of the first airports to move into contactless boarding. But
Hmm.
everybody was afraid. Nobody knew how to do this. So I still remember probably first time in my career where I had a film hitting like some 6 million views or something like that. I'll check the
Hmm.
exact number and give it to you. But simply because I just made out a film which showed you how to do the contactless boarding, or to
Hmm.
reassure you that you are not going to touch anything. There was so much fear at that time, right? Should I
Correct.
travel? Will I catch my virus while I'm traveling? Will I be
Hmm.
touching stuff, etc.? So we just did a series of information films. The website was literally the point where you could get your information, and
Hmm.
government also had its set of things that it did then. So anybody coming into the country, so all the airport websites were then linked if you had information on India that you needed. And we had our own piece that we would update the minute the regulation would come out, within about 6-7 hours max. I would use our WhatsApp groups to do it as well, because everybody would ask. The number of people who called me to ask, and that was the insight that we picked on, that people don't know.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we built that voice of BLR as part of that. We put the films up. We did all the clarifications on that.
So was Bial 911 also a part of this?
While 911 is actually internal, we
Okay.
realized that while we're doing all this internally itself, people are not in the best of places, because we had families getting affected.
Hmm.
We had a lot with different variants happening, and um, interesting because we were a public essential service. So
Hmm.
while a lot of people stayed home, a lot of
Hmm.
us didn't stay home. Our
Hmm.
operations staff was there the day the airports were starting again. Staff
Hmm.
was back, and they were obviously exposed. They were worried, they were concerned. We were back, I think, uh, three to 4 days a week as leadership, all of it. But
Hmm.
so all of us were back, all of us were exposed. You're going into the terminal. Imagine you're in a
Hmm.
high traffic, high density movement environment. At that time, everybody was worried. So
Correct.
staff had their own set of questions on how to deal with it. Families had concerns or care. Okay, if somebody's found to had COVID, what do you do? Some people
Hmm.
were very anxious, and it was getting in their way. So we had internal counseling set up. So we had a counselor who we hired, and you could
Hmm.
go online and have a chat with them. So the Bile 911 was that. And I think one of the variants was so crazy that
Hmm.
if you needed help at the drop of a hat. So for some time we actually manned those 24/7, all internal volunteers. We
Hmm.
rostered up internal staff who was just there, because for example, if you something happened, you just
Hmm.
called this number, and then whoever it was would help you out,
Help
whether
whatever.
it's
Yeah.
insurance
Hmm.
systems, whether it's hospitals, etc. Because at that time you're freaking out. Do you
Hmm.
isolate? Do you not isolate? What do you do? So combination of all of that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, that's what it was about. Purely internal. That was very internal for employees.
Those were absolutely crazy times. Very happy that they are behind us now.
I think back to them, and I don't even want to remember them. Yeah. I think they took away several years of many people's
Yes.
lives,
Yes.
and has changed the way people just look at life, I think, for forever. It's not a cliche to say that, because it's
Hmm.
actually the truth.
It's
Many
actually
things
the
have
truth.
changed. Yeah, many things have
Correct.
changed.
Correct. In fact, in a lot of countries, aviation is still not back to pre-COVID days.
Yeah, in a
Not so
lot.
in India,
We're lucky.
but
We're
hmm,
lucky. India has jumped back. We're almost
correct.
there too. So yeah.